Good afternoon and welcome to today's Perfect Practice webinar, Patient Chart Exports Now Easier Than Ever with Chart2PDF. I'm your moderator, Nancy Roberts, and we have a lot to share with you today, so we will get started. After we have an introduction of today's panelists and get some instructions on how you can participate in today's webinar, we'll take a brief look back at EHR Integration's 10 years in business and the application that started it all, Chart2PDF. And then we're going to find out what's new and exciting about this latest release and follow that update with a product demonstration. And we'll get the details of a very special trial offer EHR is making in celebration of its 10th anniversary. And finally, we'll answer your questions. And all that will happen in a very fast-paced hour. So let me introduce today's panelists, President of EHR Integration Services, Craig Luce, and Stacy Duran, Project Manager for Chart2PDF. And our final panelist is you, because we want to answer as many of your questions as we can. So take just a moment and locate this Questions tab, which you'll expand in your control panel. And you can type questions into this pane down here. And then we will get to as many of your questions as we can at the end of the webinar in our question and answer segment. So now let me turn things over to the individual who started it all just about 10 years ago, President of EHR Integration Services, Craig Luce. Craig?
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you all for taking the time here to spend a little bit of time learning a little bit more about Chart2PDF today. Here at EHR Integration, together with our partners in the Perfect Practice Alliance, we pride ourselves in taking a humanistic approach to healthcare information technology. Our consulting, known as the Perfect Practice, was really designed to improve your practice through careful workflow analysis, strategic planning, effective implementation, and then making sure you check it out annually, as things obviously do change. Our focus is on an increased efficiency to reduce workflow fatigue amongst your physicians and your staff while really focusing on delivering that better patient care. We do this in a variety of ways, providing you personal and professional development tools, software, such as Chart2PDF that we'll take a peek at today, and strategies for your executives and their staff, all designed not only to enhance the impact of the technology we provide, but also, and honestly, perhaps most importantly, the people that are involved. We truly believe that this approach is our differentiator, resulting in an enhanced patient care, streamlined workflows, higher patient and staff satisfaction, and ultimately a better bottom line. This year is a little extra special here at EHR. We celebrated, as Nancy said, our 10-year anniversary, and together with our employees and our partners and clients, I truly can't begin to tell you how blessed I feel, both myself and my family are, for all the great people we work with each and every day, our employees, our partners, and of course, all of our clients. We've put together a bit of a memoir on our website, so just taking a look back and reflecting on our past 10 years. So if you have a minute, check it out. You can go to our anniversary page at ehrintegration.com and enjoy the many memories that we've shared there, pictures, anecdotes, and some videos. So hopefully you can enjoy that. And it was nearly 10 years ago that we first created Chart2PDF. Chart2PDF was our very first application. We did and continue to do, obviously, a wide variety of services. But Chart2PDF as an application was our first application as a brand new Allscripts development certified partner back in 2007. Some of you on this call might have been using ChartWorks at that time and might even remember that the only way to provide an electronic copy of your chart was a fairly painful process of printing the entire chart, turning around, scanning it back in using some third-party software, and then saving it out as a PDF. An extremely manual process, and when you were all done, you took that big pile of paper, you put it in a box, and it was shredded. Excuse me. So back in 2007, we were approached by a client looking for an easier way to do this. They were being audited by their state. They requested 1,000 random charts, all that needed and must be provided in a PDF format. We looked at the challenge and we created a custom application to mimic the overall printing and scanning process taking what could have easily been a week or more worth of work, and we produced the charts in a matter of hours. And that, truthfully, was the birth of Chart2PDF. Several years, honestly, before any type of download chart capability in TouchWorks even existed. We've come a long way since then. We've had 4 major releases. We've had hundreds of enhancements that have been added to the product thanks to the several dozens of clients that we have using Chart2PDF today and have taken the time to provide the feedback, allowing us to make it a better product. But even with that, we're still asked many times the same questions about why should we use Chart2PDF? Why should you use Chart2PDF with TouchWorks when there's a download chart capability? What I'd like to do is just take a few minutes and review the benefits of Chart2PDF as well as the distinct differences between Chart2PDF and download chart. Hopefully this should help answer the questions you may have. But again, don't forget, if you do have a question, if there's something that we don't answer here, as Nancy said, use the question tab, type it in, and we absolutely will have time at the end of the webinar to check this out. So again, although there are indeed many similarities between Chart2PDF and download chart, including, of course, the most obvious, the ability to produce an electronic copy of the record, auditing it in TouchWorks, and the fact that this chart was created, Chart2PDF continues to have core functionality that truly sets it apart from download chart. First and foremost, again, is going back to its beginnings, and the reason why Chart2PDF was created was not necessarily to create a single chart for a patient, although it works that way and does a great job of creating a chart, and that's something that Stacy will demonstrate momentarily. Chart2PDF was truly created to create a batch of charts, and that is just something, obviously, that download chart is really not meant to do. It does it on a per-patient basis. So we have the batch export of charts, the ability to run multiple charts at the same time. When you request a chart to be generated within Chart2PDF, it adds it to a queue. Whether you're asking 1 chart to be generated or 5,000 charts to be generated, it simply puts it in a queue for processing, and there is tasking and ability to be able to be notified of what's going on with those charts. And again, as Stacy will show you, you'll have the ability to prioritize a chart. If it needed to be set to a high priority, you needed it sooner than anything else that was going on in the batch. Again, all of those things are available through Chart2PDF. We have extensive filtering capabilities that we've built into Chart2PDF, again, listening to your requests based on specialty, owners, document type. There are many different ways to filter the product. The PDF itself is password protected. It's completely configurable on how we generate those passwords, how it will work for your organization based upon, again, the request of whether it's going specifically to a patient or perhaps this is a batch of charts that's going to an insurance company that you may or may not feel the need to password protect each and every PDF, but instead maybe password protect the entire batch. All of those things are available. And last but not least, perhaps one of the most distinct differences is the ability to launch Chart2PDF not only in our integrated mode, so within Allscripts via a button to be able to launch the product, but on its own in what we call our standalone mode. And in that it's truly in the standalone mode that sets itself apart. This allows you as a practice provide an outside organization such as an insurance group, maybe someone that's auditing you, someone that's asked for access to your system, to be able to use a product that will provide them all of the EHR data that's needed in a read-only format without needing to train that particular user how to use your EHR, how to access TouchWorks and log in that way. All of the same functionality is available, whether you're going from an integrated mode or a standalone mode, including, again, the ability to audit within TouchWorks. Extremely important HIPAA requirement. Doesn't matter which way you access the product, that auditing is done. And again, Stacy will be showing all of this to you shortly in a demo. But before we get to that demo, let's talk about the promotion that Nancy highlighted. As we reflected back on our 10 years in business, EHR continues to be committed to giving back, both to our community and to our clients. This is a key feature of our 10-year anniversary special, focused on the new technology and our new methodology of paying for Chart2PDF based on your usage. This is something we've heard numerous times from many, many clients is, I love the application. I may not be generating a ton of charts, and so I really just want to be able to have a way to pay for it when I need it. And so we're really, really excited about being able to offer that to you and be able to, as well, offer a little bit of give back to you for this 10-year anniversary special. We'll get into the details of that offer soon, but first, let's take a look at Chart2PDF.
Okay, thank you so much, Craig. You're going to want to stay with us because after this demonstration of Chart2PDF's features and new functionality, we'll be hearing from Craig again with all the details of the special offer. And now I am going to turn things over to Stacy Duran, who's the project manager for Chart2PDF, with a demo. Stacy.
Thank you, Nancy. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. There's a lot of information to share. Like Craig mentioned, there are two ways to access Chart2PDF. First way is the standalone version, and as you can see, you'll have to enter in your TouchWorks username and your TouchWorks password. The other way is to go directly through TouchWorks itself. At the bottom of your clinical desktop will be a button. It'll be titled Chart2PDF. What you'll do is you'll just click that Chart2PDF button and Chart2PDF will launch. As Craig said, no matter which way you access Chart2PDF, the functionality for both versions will be exactly the same. This is the main page for Chart2PDF. On the left-hand corner up at the top, you'll have two buttons. The first is your patient query button. This will take you to the patient query page. This is actually the page you're looking at here. The batch monitor button will take you to the batch monitor page. This is where you're going to view all the batches that were created. Over here to the right, you're going to see a question mark, a version number, and the amount of charts you've created month to date. If I hover over the question mark, you'll notice a yellow box will appear. It says Help. I want to briefly mention that if I hover over several different areas in Chart2PDF, you'll notice that they are used for guidance and help along the way through Chart2PDF. Over here on the left-hand side, if you're a multi-organization, you'll use this drop-down box to choose the organization that you want to work with and which one you want to use to create the chart. You can add patients really simply by either entering an MRN or a patient's name and clicking Add Patients. You can also add multiple patients by creating a CSV. This eye will guide you to how to create a CSV file. It will launch the Chart2PDF user guide directly to the part on how to create a CSV. It provides a step-by-step instruction on how to create a CSV and load the CSV into Chart2PDF. The question mark on the right-hand column or the right-hand side of the screen, like I mentioned, is also used for your user guide. If you click the question mark, it'll take you to this screen. Either way, you can search this guide by using the tabs on the left-hand side or by entering in a few key letters of a keyword, hitting enter. Anything having related to those letters or that keyword will show up here. Click the link you want to view and that page will show up. You can also filter your chart by date. Simply enter in a start date and an end date, click Apply Dates, and Chart2PDF will only bring in the documents related to that time frame. Here in this section will be the list of patients that are going to be in this chart. These two sections that we're going to cover next are the most important and most beneficial parts of Chart2PDF. They're your advanced filtering and your summary document filtering. Advanced filtering allows you to filter your chart by specialties, owners, document types, and result types. As I click off and on of certain checkboxes, please look at the bottom boxes down here to see how the documents will be removed and the owners will be unchecked, and so you can see that those documents are not going to be put in here. Let's uncheck family medicine. When I uncheck family medicine, you'll notice that only 5 specialties are being pulled in. Of the 12 owners that were in the chart, only 7 are now selected. You can tell that they are removed because the boxes are not checked. The majority of the documents are also removed, and there are no result types left being pulled into this chart. I click back the family medicine box, and all the owners are now checked, all the document types are being pulled in, and all the result types are now in as well. If you want to include specialties, but you don't want to include certain owners, you can do that as well. Let's click off Dr. Medicine. When I click off Dr. Medicine, you'll notice all of the document types and all the result types owned by Dr. Medicine have now been removed from the chart. When I click Dr. Medicine to be re-entered into this chart, all of his document types and all of his result types are now added back in. Before I continue on into summary documents, I want to let you know that advanced filtering can be used for individual charts as well as multiple patient charts. To filter your chart even further, you can use your summary documents section. Within the summary documents are sections: medications, immunizations, vitals, patient history, etc. If the box is checked, that means that section will appear in the chart, and you can preview them from right within the patient query page. You click the word medications, the medications page will show up, and you can see what will be put into the chart. Clicking the next and previous boxes up at the top will move you through the section so you can preview them one at a time. Notes, scans, and results can also be filtered. When the box is checked next to notes or scans or results, that means all of the notes within this section here are going to be included. If I uncheck the box next to notes, you'll see that they will all be unchecked. Checking it back will put them all back in. You can search this section, type in a few letters of a note that you want to see, and you'll see how the only thing that's pulling in is any notes with those 3 letters included in them. If you do not want to include these, you can just uncheck these, and they won't be put into the chart. You can also do this a different way. Let's say you wanted all the notes, but you didn't want or let's say you didn't want any notes, but just a few notes. You can uncheck the box, go in here again, search for the notes you do want, and then check those. Now, out of the 105 notes that you had total, you're now only including 3. The same can be said for scans and results. Basically, you can filter your chart in just a few seconds and with just a few clicks, and your chart will be dramatically reduced with the filtering that these 2 sections have. The final section within the patient query page is your chart settings. As Craig mentioned, you have a priority level, normal and high. If it's set to normal, it means that all the charts are going to be processed in the order they were received. If you change it to high, all the other charts will be put on pause, and this chart will be created first. You have 6 different disclosure reasons you can choose from, and they'll all be part of your meaningful use report. You can also assign a task to a team, and all your teams will be listed here, and you just use the scroll bar to find a task or a team that you want to assign a task to, or you can actually assign it to a user. Type in a few letters of the person's name that you're looking for, click on the name itself, and now when you generate this batch, a task will be sent to that person letting them know the batch was created. You can start a batch on a future date by going into the calendar itself. When you click a future date, that means that Chart2PDF will start running this batch on the date that you chose. If you had multiple addresses associated with your organization, you could use this drop-down box and choose the address you would like to display on the cover page. Comments are used for your notes only, and they will be displayed only within the batch monitor page. We have already included the cover page and the table of contents into your chart. If you do not want one of those, you can just simply uncheck those 2 boxes, and the cover page and the table of contents will not appear within the chart. As Craig mentioned, all of the charts are password protected. If you have your own password software and you do not want us to password protect it, just check the box here and it will be disabled, meaning the chart will not have a password and you'll use your own password software. Finally, let's create the batch. What you'll do when you have finally filtered out all of your chart and you have all your chart settings, click on the button, Generate Batch. Chart2PDF will now begin to create your chart. Little spinning wheel here lets you know that it's working. When the chart is created, you'll get a green box. Green box will say, "Success, your batch has been created." Depending on how many documents you have, sometimes it takes a little bit extra time, but it is working. There's the green box that you'll get. So success, your batch has been created. Just X out of that, scroll to the top, and then you'll want to go into your batch monitor. Click on the button, Batch Monitor. This will take you to the Batch Monitor page. Here is the most current batch that we created. The status will let you know where in the process the chart is at the moment. Right now it's generating documents and it's putting it all together for you. You can search this section, type in a few letters of something that you are looking for. Maybe it's, a disclosure reason or who it was assigned to, or maybe just a batch name. Type in a few letters and only those batches or charts will appear in the section. You can print and you can export and download this for reporting purposes as well. You can also filter your batch monitor page by date. Click a start date. I'm going to go ahead and do October so I can see the charts that I created for the month of October. Choose a start date and an end date. Click the word Apply Dates, and you'll see that Chart2PDF will only pull in the charts created during that time frame. You can view the batch monitor page by batch, by patient, by provider, or by date. And you can also view more than 10 entries on each page. We've defaulted it to 10, but you can view 25, 50, or 100 entries depending on how many you have created. To view the most current screen, just delete the dates that you've entered. Hit Apply Dates, and it will take you back to the screen. You can see now that the batch that we just did was completed. I'm going to go ahead and show you a chart now. To open a chart, just click on the chart you want to open, and a white box will appear. Click on the hyperlink of the chart name to open the chart. If the chart is password protected, you'll enter in the password here. This will open your chart. At the top of each page, you might notice the PDF toolbar. This is where you can actually save this chart directly to a disk or a thumb drive. You could also print this chart out as well. This is the cover page. You'll notice that the logo appears at the top. This is our logo, but when you have this installed in your system, we will put your logo here. Your logo will appear on every page within the chart. On the cover page also is who the chart was prepared for, on what date, and who it was prepared by. This would be your company name, your company address, your company phone number, your company website, disclaimer, and description if you have one. It also at the bottom of every page will let you know where you are within the section of the chart and where you are in the chart itself. We are in page 1 of a cover page and page 1 of 23 within the chart. The next page is the table of contents. Again, your logo would appear at the top, and it lets you know who the table of contents was prepared for. Sections. The title of the section will appear at the top left-hand corner of the screen, and underneath that will be patient identifying factors, name, MRN, and date of birth. Your logo will also appear at the right-hand corner of every page. Notice how clear and concise the information is and how easy it is to read. Here are some results. Same thing, clear and concise, section title, patient identifying factors located right underneath the section and your logo on the right-hand side. Notes. When you view a note in your chart, it's going to give you the note title, who the note was prepared by, the provider's name, and on what day and on what time the note was created. And again, underneath all of that is the patient identifying factors: name, MRN, and date of birth. And again, notice your logo on the right-hand side. To view, if you had created a quick batch or a CSV file, this is how it would look when you open up the chart. They are all individually listed, and they will all be, you can click on them all individually. You won't be able to scroll from one to the next. If I opened up Betsy Allscripts and I scrolled down to the bottom, I wouldn't be able to go to the next one in the section. It's just going to remain on Betsy Allscripts. In order to go back into the next line, you would just click Previous and then go into the next chart. They're all individual and they're all separated. That concludes my brief demo. Nancy, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Stacy. That was a great demonstration, and I'm sure there were a lot of interesting new features that people are going to be intrigued by, but don't go away, because probably the most exciting part of today's webinar is coming up. Once again, here is Craig Luce, and he's going to walk you through that. Craig?
Great. Thanks, Nancy, and thanks, Stacy, for a great demo. Thanks, everybody, again, for hanging on and learning a little bit about Chart2PDF. As you can see, we promise that the application is not always going to be that slow as it generates a chart. You may or may not have noticed, but in order to perform these demonstrations, we're actually hitting against a very public Allscripts developer box. So some days it is incredibly speedy, and some days it churns a little bit. So just wanted everyone to know that that is what the slowness is all about. But when it comes to Chart2PDF, again, I really want to circle back, take a look at this promotion that we have for all of you. Again, we are constantly focused on how we can give back, both to our community and to you. As a matter of fact, this coming weekend, just as a highlight, especially for anyone in the Florida, specifically in the Tampa area, there is an organization that we probably sponsor every year called Slam Diabetes, Slam T1D. And there is a huge event that's happening in Tampa, sponsored by Sam Fold, who plays for the Oakland A's, in a large wiffle ball tournament that generates many, many, many thousands of dollars to help support families with T1D. So the event is happening at the University of South Florida this weekend. And so again, if you're in the area, please stop on by, if nothing more than to watch some really, really fun and frankly amazing wiffle ball being played. Currently, right now, there are 37 Major League Baseball players signed up for playing in that tournament. So it'll be pretty incredible. But back to Chart2PDF, a little give back to you, as you can see here on the screen, is we want you to be able to try this product with no obligation. That's really our focus. We'd like to give you your first 30 days at absolutely no charge. When we configure Chart2PDF, this is being provided and enabled by a cloud service. Again, working with Allscripts through our development partnership, we're able to very, very quickly have this configured and hooked up to your system and able for you to start using it literally in a matter of hours. And so our offer is this. We'd like to have you try it out for 90 days. First 30 days are absolutely no cost. Days 31 through 90, you'll see there's a chart down here at the bottom of the screen. And this would be your ongoing pay-per-use chart that we would utilize. So based upon how many actual PDF charts you generate on a monthly basis would generate how much those charts would actually cost. Quick example down at the bottom. You can see here that if you produce 700 charts in month number 1, it would cost you absolutely nothing. In month number 2, if you were to generate those same 700 charts, your total bill would just be a little over $1,000. So again, we really are trying to focus here on being able to provide what we believe is a fantastic application at an affordable price, being able to allow you to simply pay for the use of it when you need it versus licensing an application that maybe you might only use every other month or once a quarter. So hopefully this special promotion is something of interest. You'll have to see some details momentarily, but very simple to remember is to get more information or to sign up for this program, simply go to chart2pdf.com and you'll be able to sign up right there. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. I do appreciate it. Nancy, back over to you.
Well, thank you very much. And we did get a couple of questions in here. This is a time for you to ask your questions if you have any. Remember, you just locate that question panel on your control panel, or question tab, I should say, and open it up, type your question in, and we'll try to get to it. If not, we have a way for you to reach out that we'll give you in just a moment. But let me take these couple of questions that we got. First one I guess I can address to you, Stacy. How are restricted documents handled?
Great question, Nancy. So we do not actually pull those into the chart. Due to the sensitivity related to those documents, they will not be pulled into the chart, nor will you be able to view them. It was a mutual decision between Allscripts and us as we ported Chart2PDF through the Unity Open API platform.
Another question just came in. When using multiple patients on CSV, they need to sort not only by date, but also by provider and document type. Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's possible. It's yes or no question, but yes, it's possible. So.
Okay, and it appears that I've got another one in here that came in very similar. Filter CSV file by more than date. Yes. So you're saying
yes. Absolutely. Yeah, you can use the advanced filters as well as the time frame. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Little question, follow up to that. How does that process work regarding that with the CSV? Is that something that you would need to actually walk through, or is it something you can quickly explain?
I can try to quickly explain it,
okay.
But it will also be part of the training videos that are going to be on the Chart2PDF site, and we can also walk through that too on a later date. But basically, you would just load the CSV file into Chart2PDF. It'll pull it in, and then you'll just filter it by dates if that's what you want to do. Click Apply Dates, just like we did for the demo. And then when you scroll into Advanced Filters, filter by either specialty or it's the same process that we just went through. It's just going to have CSV instead of a patient name, but it's the same kind of process. So entering dates would be the same, and then going through the advanced filtering, you would just uncheck what you didn't want.
So that combination of checkboxes and date filters will get you where you want to go.
It would be the same thing as individual. Yep, exactly.
Okay. Another question, how will the document counts be determined for the per-use pricing plan? Pretty straightforward? Or
I can go ahead and take that one.
Great.
Yeah, I can take that one, Stacy. It's really just based on the chart itself, so it's not based on the documents. So a chart could have 10 pages, a chart could have 1,000 pages. That absolutely does not matter. It is purely based on the number of patient charts that you generate. So if you notice during the demo, Stacy showed up in the upper right that the number of charts that had been created in the current month, and you can use the batch monitor to go back and look at previous months as well, but you'll always be able to see what your current count is at, and again, it is directly equated to number of charts based on the number of patients. If you generated, a chart for Craig Luce 17 times today, for whatever reason, then it will be counted 17 times. But again, it's not based on how fat the chart is. It's just based on you generating a chart.
Okay. Another question here. Can the filter batch monitor be searched by MRN versus name? They often have duplicate names with patients.
Can you filter
by MRN versus name? Yeah.
By MRN.
Right.
Well, when you're adding in a patient into Chart2PDF, you would put in the patient that you would want to see, and you would use that section to see what patients are included in that chart. You could enter in a different MRN if you wanted to add in a patient by that way or by the name. So if you entered in by name, you would choose the correct patient you wanted to add in there. But as far as advanced filtering goes, it's really based on the patients that are going to be involved in the chart. You don't really filter by MRN. You just add patients by MRN or by patient name. You don't filter out by MRN.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and add on.
Sure.
Yeah, Nancy, I'll go ahead and just add on to that answer from Stacy. But again, when you're loading in from a CSV, and let's say you're loading in 100 patients, it does load them in based on MRN, but it's going to show you the entire patient list once it's brought in. And again, you can actually evaluate and determine if there's a duplicate at that time as well.
Great. Okay. And is there a way that certain document types can be taken out? For example, they never include insurance cards in this particular situation. So can they be filtered out?
You can filter out documents. You can use the document filtering in advanced filters. If there are global documents you want to filter out, you can also do that as well.
Okay, that's a quick, simple answer. Batch monitor searching. Can you search by MRN? I think you kind of addressed that one, that you'd be able to.
You can't search by MRN.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be able to search by the fields that are on that page. So either by who created the chart or the chart name, the day of the chart, but not necessarily MRN, unless you made the chart name itself just an MRN. So if you created the chart and you, in your chart settings, the only thing that you wanted to make the chart title be would be the MRN,
mm-hmm.
you can do that, and then you could search for it. Otherwise, there isn't just a way to put in an MRN and search for it.
Okay. And I've got another question here. How long do the batches or charts stay in the batch monitor? Would they ever be deleted?
Sure. That's another really great question. So we actually have a process in place to remove all batches created after 45 days. Of course, this is completely configurable. If you want that to be longer or shorter, you would just let us know. And if you need your batches removed prior to that, like I said, just email us and we'll take care of it sooner. But yes, they can be deleted. They would be deleted. And our process right now is to do that within 45 days.
Okay. I think that takes care of all of the immediate questions. But if you have any more, we'd first of all like to thank both Craig and Stacy for the great demonstration and explanation of the offer and the product. And we'd, of course, like to thank all of you for taking the time to be with us today. And if you'd like to get more answers to more questions, for more information, or just sign up, you want to visit chart2pdf.com, or you can contact Stacy Duran, who's the project manager for Chart2PDF, at the email or the phone number that you see on the screen. And again, we want to thank all of you for your time today, and we hope that we see you again soon for another Perfect Practice webinar. Have a great day.